IR8, the high-yielding rice variety helped India fight famine, turns 50 this month. Sparking the green revolution in the country, how IR8 became the farmer's favorite rice variety. How the climate change affected the yield of IR8. In the present scenario of increasing population and decreasing tillable land, do the world need second green revolution? What is being done to prevent half of the world from starvation? GS Paper 3, Agriculture, Major Crops Cropping Patterns. What is the context about? In November 2016, International Rice Research Institute will celebrate the 50th anniversary of the official release of the semi-dwarf rice variety IR8 to Asia and the world. IR8 was developed by rice scientists working at IRI in the early 1960s, and is believed to have saved many regions of Asia from famine, after it was released in November 1966. The variety was first introduced in the Philippines and India based on research conducted by IRI scientists. The 50th anniversary of IR8 is an opportune time for IRI to host celebratory events in the Philippines and India, and to share the milestone with other regional constituencies. Sparking the green revolution in the country, how IR8 became the farmer's favorite rice variety. The IR8 became popular with farmers because it had a short growth duration and a high yield related to its response to nitrogen fertilizer. The resistance of this variety to pest and insect attacks was another reason why farmers preferred it. Being much smaller in size, the IR8 could withstand wind action unlike the traditional tall paddy. These paddy are ready for harvest in just 105 days. Indian scientists took a cue from this on rice crossing and developed more dwarf varieties such as IR20, IR36 and IR50. Thus undoubtedly it became farmers' friendly variety. How the climate change affected the yield of IR8. A study published by Field Crops Research Journal in 2010 explains how the yield has dropped by 15% due to climate change. Researchers have blamed hotter nights, frequent flooding and air pollution for the drop in the yield of IR8. Therefore, more research should be done on the role of rice in climate change management. In the present scenario of increasing population and decreasing tillable land, do the world need second green revolution? IR8 undoubtedly helped avert a world rice crisis. But the source of the problem is unchecked population growth. Today experts are again warning of a world crisis in food production. It is estimated that by 2020 the world population will have swollen to around 8 billion people, 5 billion of whom will be rice consumers. Today, only around 3 billion people consume rice, so world rice production must increase by 60% in the next 20 years to meet the needs of the 2020 population. Future gains must be made solely by improving rice yields, and on top of that, there's an imperative to use fewer harmful chemicals as fertilizers and for pest control. And hence the world is looking for another green revolution. What is being done to prevent half of the world from starvation? IRI is currently working on a new plant type to address some of the shortfalls of the once prized IR8 variety. It's optimistically been dubbed super rice. IRI started work on this highly productive rice many years ago. In the old IR8 plant, half of the plant's weight is grain and half is straw, whereas the new super rice plant is 60% grain and 40% straw. So more energy goes into grain production, increasing yield potential by about 20%. The super rice also has a vigorous root system, and IRI scientists are working on improving its resistance to disease and insects.